Hey, what's up everybody? Rob here from Ram Studio Comics. Welcome back. So in today's video, we're going to draw some really advanced, detailed expressions. So there's probably only a small fraction of the world that could even achieve these types of illustrations. I don't know, 0.00005% maybe? I don't know. Anyways, this is just the warm-up. Don't worry. I'm not trying to pass this off as some amazing artwork. But what it really is meant to show you is that the expressions and emotions can revert back down to really simple cartoons. And so if you're like me and you like watching cartoons with your kid, really pay attention to that stuff because it's great for your comics. And so now I'll get into two of my favorite expressions to draw: fear and anger. Now, why is that? I don't know. Maybe because I'm a fearful anger person. Maybe it's because I'm a fearful and angry individual. I don't know. No, I think what it is that I like the fact that you can change certain aspects of fear and anger, or even combine the two, and you can get like those cool psycho characters, like Joker comes to mind. Where they have their moments where maybe one eye is open really wide and the rest of the expression looks like anger. So you can introduce those asymmetrical values to the face and it looks really cool. It's really fun for rendering and for comics and stuff like that. So that's what I wanted to show here today. And we can do more variations to these. So feel free to comment in the section below and let me know specifically what you would like to see, what type of character types and expressions. And I've been meaning to do one, and it's been requested a bunch of times. I should have already done it, where we draw a character from different angles and different expressions with the same character. Now, today's example is meant to be the same character, but only two major expressions. So we'll make sure to get more on the channel. But this stuff is really something I do all the time, because whenever you're trying to draw your variety of characters, you're going to match some kind of expression to what's going on, right? So usually for me, it is a lot of anger and fear because I'm drawing these superheroes and super villains either battling it out or just looking tough. And so this is a very common one to go to. But then we got to be careful, because then we get into some storytelling and we have to really mix it up and really put a lot more variety and subtlety into these expressions. So maybe that's what we'll do next, more of the subtleties. But what I want to point out here is that if you were to draw this in the least amount of lines possible, you would have squinted eyes, a downturned nose, and an asymmetrical mouth, one side of the lips higher. And that's it. And if I had to add a few more lines, I would go to just the wrinkles of the brow, the compressed wrinkles to the nose and the brow. And then past that, you start doing other things. The skin pushing against the cheeks, the down, the skin kind of that W-like shape below the mouth, that you get that little pooch of skin there. I don't know what that's called. I'm sure there's a name for it. And then with the eyes, it's like braise the eyes, the irises and the pupil against that top eyelid. The eyes are squinted, so you're going to really push the irises and the pupil up against that top eyelid. So again, those are the main components of what would make a nice, easy, angry face. And then as you apply more information over top, you can make it into, a variety of characters, really detailed, whatever you want to do there, whatever style you want to do. So for this next one, it's quite the opposite. So it's meant to be the same character type, and their head is now tilted back. So whenever I draw fear, I feel a little bit, what's the word? I feel like this is just something that needs to be in the illustration. Like, I don't always want to draw the head tilted back, but it really makes the fear look easier to establish. So I try to picture what the character might be thinking or feeling. Whenever I draw anything, I kind of try to, really envision that emotion, really envision that scene, obviously. So with something like this, I picture them like being on a rooftop, looking down at an alley and seeing something scary, or maybe getting ready to fall off the rooftop, I guess would be a better representation of the fear of a normal person, not a superhero, obviously. They'd be like gung-ho, like, let's do this, let's jump. But then the other is like, say, maybe somebody sitting at a table and they look down, they see this huge spider, right? No, I'm not afraid of spiders. I'll pick them right up and play with them. No big deal. But, so I try to envision a little bit of that narrative. The other thing is, notice that now the pupils are at the bottom eyelids. So the character's looking down. The eyelids also are now curved up. So whenever you're drawing an upshot a big part of it is just having things now bend upward more. So when you look at that downward turn anger face, mad guy to the left, there's a lot more downward bends to everything from the eyebrows, bottom eyelids, even the top eyelids are now straight. But if you look at the one to the right, what are they? They're upward bends. That's a big part of it. And then the plane changes. So notice on the one on the right, we can see the bottom plane change of the nose very visibly, and a lot more of the inside inner plane change of the eyebrows. So the area of skin right under the eyebrows and right above the top eyelid. So a lot of times it's just making sure that you kind of maneuver those plane changes so that you're not fighting the perspective. So you might have a character that you're looking up at them, but you forget to draw the nose in a way that is, you're seeing the bottom plane change. You draw like a downward slope nose. And so again, it fights that perspective. It's a real common problem. I've dealt with that a lot throughout the years, like, knowing when to draw the bottom of the chin is a good example, the bottom of the jawline there. It's usually pretty rare that you see the very bottom jaw of the character. Now in comics you see it a lot more because you're really trying to push those dramatic perspectives. But at any rate, this is just a series of shapes and lines. But if you remember the beginning of the video, practicing those very ultra simplistic versions I think is so important. It's really going to get you to a comfort zone where when you go to do this stuff, that translates into this and it makes a lot more sense. But I think that a lot of times we just try to draw things that are more advanced, and we forget about the underlying structure and the basic cartooning of it. So really pay attention to that. Really pay attention to those. I don't know. They call it Sunday morning cartoons. I don't even think there is Sunday morning cartoons, right? It's just cartoon channels, so you get them all day long. Showing my age there, I guess. But yeah, so this is always fun to practice, and I'll make sure to bring you more of these. I know we need lots of variation as it applies to this. So I'm really interested to know what other types of videos you want to see. I got to get some more content on the channel. I've been slacking a little bit. Forgive me for that. But I'm getting ready to knuckle down and knock out a lot of stuff for you guys. So make sure to share, what things you want to see, and yeah, we'll get that going. So to wrap this up, I do want to let you know that I'm working on a new Skillshare class on drawing superhero fight poses. I'll make sure to share some of that content on here for free, obviously like I do with anything else. But also, if you are a Skillshare viewer, subscriber, I think would be the better way to say that, make sure to check it out. And then keep in mind this will also be stuff that's just added to my superhero course on Udemy and my Gumroad and all that, my main site. So if you already have that, you don't have to do anything. You're just going to get those additional lessons. So keep that in mind. I don't want you to think that when the new lessons come out, you have to buy them, because you might already have access to the main course, which would be a good thing. So let me know what you think of today's video. I hope you found it to be helpful and informative and all that jazz. More on the way very soon. So as always, keep drawing, keep having fun, and bye for now.